Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today is a very special reunion 2020 episode. What is that? That's when I bring on a guest that I had on in the past, but I like him so much I had to just bring him right back. So today I have on the show Justin Breen, who is the founder and CEO over at BrEpic Communications and author of the upcoming book, Epic Business, 30 Secrets to Build Your Business Exponentially and Give You the Freedom to Live the Life You Want. Justin, welcome back to the show.
Pumped to be here, man.
Oh, man, I'm so excited to get into your book today. I've been watching the launch. I've been following you on Twitter and seeing kind of the build up to this, all the way from design to some of the content, which we're going to go into today. But before we do that, a lot of new listeners on the podcast. Don't want to assume everybody caught the first episode. Let's just kick it off by you telling us a little bit more about what you're doing over at BrEpic Communications.
Sure. So I was a journalist for 20 plus years and created my entire business model based on how other PR firms annoyed me for 20 years when I was a journalist. So my PR firm creates awesome stories that become links on clients' websites, and then I take those links and market them to media across the world. So I have clients all over the country and one in Europe as well, and it's all visionary, very high-level people and exceptional businesses. So created this business, and in less than 3 years, it's really taken off, and it's really the American dream come true.
Man, that's exciting, and I think that's a great transition. So first off, congrats on the book, Epic Business, 30 Secrets to Build Your Business Exponentially and Give You the Freedom to Live the Life You Want. So first off, what was the inspiration for creating this?
So there was no intent to ever make a book out of this, but I have a giant social media following. And in the first 30 months of BrEpic, essentially I meet with very high-level people all the time. These are very, very major entrepreneurs, and I just listen to them and then implement, squirrel away some of the things they told me. So basically I made a list of 30 things that I had learned in the 31st months of BrEpic, posted it on social media, and what happened was like basically like everybody said, you have to write a book on this. So the kind of person that I am now, when enough high-level, amazing people tell me to do something, I just do it because I've seen how it's literally paid off in every way. So signed with a book publishing company, and Epic Business, it's out May 19th. You can already sign up to get on the pre-order list at BrEpicBusiness.com. So it just kind of came out of nowhere, and it's a really exciting book. I wrote it in 43 days, and I can't wait for people to really start reading it because it has so many important lessons, not only in business but in life as well.
Man, that's exciting, and I'm really excited to see you bring these, because I know how hard you work, and I know the type of clients that you work with, and you've referred some to the show, and always great interviews, and for you to compile that into lessons in a book for everybody to benefit from, that's awesome. And so we're not going to have time to go into all of them today, but I do want to give the listeners a little flavor of some of the content that's in there. So I picked out a couple of my favorite chapters that I want you to kind of go a little bit further into. The first one we'll cover, let's see, it's titled, Do What You Love to Do and What You Do Best. Tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, so when I started BrEpic, I was just trying to figure out, ways to make money, and I was basically doing anything clients would ask. But what I realized, and after the first few months, is what I really, really like to do was write these stories and then pitch those stories to media. I found out that I'm really good at writing stories, which obviously because I've been a journalist my whole life, and I found out I really like pitching them to media as well and seeing my clients get all this success. So I dumped all this other stuff that I was doing with the company and decided to solely focus on this one way of doing things. And so what I've done in the month and year since is just continuing to double down on that process and continuing to raise rates. And what's happened is that's weeded out all the smaller clients, and it only attracts people that are super high level and understand investing in things as opposed to looking at looking at costs. So, and that also is just by meeting with other entrepreneurs who've been super successful. They said a huge reason why they've been successful is they focus on this one key process and, again, keep doubling down on it. So I've done the same thing, and it's certainly paid off.
Man, I love that. I'm a huge fan of focus, and I think it's one of those things that you learn over time. I think that's one of the biggest things that many entrepreneurs do incorrectly is they spread themselves a little too thin. I can tell you,
all over the place.
I get pulled in a million directions like every single day in my team, and people have ideas, and I said, well, we have two goals here, and it's pretty simple. So number one, to be the number one business podcast on the planet. Number two, to be the number one source for co-authored business books. And I'm like, is anything that's being pitched to us going to help us get closer to that goal, yes or no? If it's a no, we can't do it. Sorry. I mean, it may be a great idea, and many times we leave money on the table on certain things that would take us away from our core focus. But it's like, hey, I can't do these interviews all day if I'm over here doing a speaking gig in New York or this or that. It's just not going to happen, and it's not helping us get to number one. So we have to stay really focused and stay in the trenches and on the grind of what may seem appealing from the outward side, but for all of us in the business, we know it's a grind, and we're happy to do it, but that focus is tough. So, I love that. It's a great chapter.
And I would say that I'm definitely different than most of the entrepreneurs that I know in terms of, like, I am solely focused on this. So if people come to me with other ideas, unless they're absolutely revolutionary that I can implement into my process, then I just don't do it, because I know it's going to distract me from my core competencies and what makes the most money, and again, what I like to do best. So I'm like you. It's okay to say no to people and leave money on the table, because in the end, you're doing what you love to do, what you do best, and what makes you the most money.
Man, that's awesome. Let's go into another chapter. So this is another one of my favorites. So work with people who view partnerships as investments, not cost. Tell me a little bit more about that one.
Very simple. So again, when I first started, my rates were obviously a lot lower, and so I just started raising my rates exponentially, triple, quadruple, quintupled my rates. And what happened is that the caliber of client increased exponentially. And so now what my clients or potential clients say, for the most part, they're like, what does an investment with you look like? If someone asks me, what do you cost, there's almost zero chance I will work with them, because people that ask that question, for the most part, they are worried about spending money. People that ask you, what does an investment with you look like, understand the value of investing in themselves and their businesses, and know that it will lead to a 5X, 10X investment or, growth, because that's how they built their businesses, by investing in it. Just to take myself anecdotally, I reinvest a ton of my money into the business in terms of coaching programs and technology. I'm starting to scale it, and I just know that every time I've invested in my business, it's paid off a millionfold in terms of introducing me to higher level people, or just helping me scale and all that kind of stuff. And so people that come to me now, they just get that investing in their companies and in themselves is going to be a good thing for them. So it's the lower level mentality in terms of what do you cost. Those are the folks that really don't become clients anymore.
Yeah, and that's there's a big difference, and what it comes down to is when I think about the idea of investing in infrastructure and all these things. I mean, and when you even say something like coaching programs, I always think about that, and I'm like, man, in my lifetime, please, I've spent at least $100,000 on coaching programs, on mentors,
and look how it's
on
paid off.
Things like that. And when I think about our operational costs, just to maintain the podcast and just to post our content now, this year will be over six figures easily with the amount of content we have and other things going on. And what started as a very small, just one man by myself shop, I'm like, oh, we got a little baby team of 5 now, and I'm like, we're growing, and it's kind of interesting, but you can't get to that, and you can't really, I couldn't do that if I wasn't not willing to invest in myself, invest in my company and my people, without the guarantee of this like overnight, tomorrow you're going to get this kind of ROI, because with media or anything like that's worthwhile or that lasts for, that's long lasting.
It's
a
long play. It's a long play.
Definitely. It's not a immediate, like, are you kidding me? If somebody thinks they're going to do one thing and all of a sudden that's the magic bullet. Anybody that's selling the magic ones, it's like, somebody's telling you it's a magic thing, then it's probably not real. I mean, let's just be real. Like, this is not going to happen.
So your attitude and the way you talk, you are a typical client of mine, meaning like you just get it. You understand the long play mentality. You understand investing in your business, and you know the ROI is going to be big. So it's like that's been the really fun thing about, as my business hasn't even turned 3 years old yet. That's been the really fun thing is like all these people and businesses that are my clients now, they're super forward thinking. They're inspirational. They're dreamers, but they're actually living their dreams, and these are people that have been through very tough times, but they've fought through it. And so it's like, it's this whole national and in some cases international collection of really amazing, incredible visionaries. And it's like, I'm surrounded by these awesome people, and it's infectious. It's like, it's almost like a drug kind of feeling, because it's just so cool to have this company that can tell these stories and then just help businesses grow and the right types of businesses with the right type of positive people.
Man, that's exciting. So, Justin, I can talk to you all day long about this, and
I know I'm
gonna have to bring you on for another episode once this thing is live, because I want some updates. But for now, I know you're in the middle of the pre-launch. So how do people, if they want, well, two things. If somebody's listening to this and number one, they want more information on BrEpic and the things that you're doing for your clients, how do they get in touch with you, number one? Number two, if they want to get on the list for all the pre-information on the new book, Epic Business, 30 Secrets to Build Your Business Exponentially and Give You the Freedom to Live the Life You Want, how do they get that info?
Sure. So I'll just give you one site because it's easier. You can go to BrEpicBusiness.com. That's B as in boy, R-E, P as in pony, I, C as in cobra, business.com. That's BrEpicBusiness.com. You can sign up for things there and then find out more about me and my firm as well.
Awesome. Well, hey, definitely glad to have you back for this reunion episode, Justin. Great work you're doing there for your clients. Can't wait for this book to go out and to see all the fanfare and the commotion that it causes, because I know you're going to make a wave with this. So I'm excited to see it all. And to the audience,
I can make one promise, man. It's going to be
go for it.
I can guarantee that.
I knew it. I was waiting for it. I was like, man, he hasn't even worked that in yet. Come on. I'm like, wait, come on. You do not disappoint. Oh, fantastic. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. I hope you had a lot of fun listening to this, because we sure did making it for you. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, that's brand new this year, Money Matters Top Tips, the YouTube channel. Leave us some comments in the video section about what you're doing out there in your media and PR. And if you have questions, don't worry. I'm not claiming I have the answer. I'm going to forward that video to Justin. He'll answer them for you. I'm going to put him on the hook for those.
Hey, I'll be happy to. Happy to.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And Justin, thanks again for coming on the show.
You're the man.